Today I'm going to show you guys how to probe your ball python. I see a lot of videos out there that'll tell you how to pop them or probe them, but I don't think they're the best videos really, and I feel like probing is really easier than popping anyway. At least for me it is, so I'm going to show you guys how I do it. So here I have a Lesser Axanthic male. He's kind of a busybody, so this will be fun. But I'm going to show you how I probe my snakes. So here you got your probe kit. I think I just got mine at a show. It's probably like 15 bucks. It's not bad, and it has all the different sizes you'll ever need. I only really use like 2 or 3 of these. So today I'm going to use this one. It's pretty small because this is a smaller snake. And then I'm going to show you guys on some bigger ball pythons too which size probes I also use. So here we go. For lubricant, I just use water. I see some people use Vaseline, but I feel like water works just as well. So I dip my probe in some water. I hold the snake's tail firmly but gently, and I take the probe and I insert it on one side of the cloaca, very, very gently, barely even pushing it in, okay? Just, it literally slides in like by itself almost. Once you feel kind of any resistance at all, just stop right there and then mark it with your finger, pull out the probe, and then put it on the edge of the tail and kind of count the scales. So right here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scales. So I don't really use the scale number as much. I just kind of go by what it feels like. If it goes in really far, just kind of keep sliding in, it's most definitely a male. If it just kind of stops after like 2 or 3 scales, then it's a female. So this guy, I'll show you again. I just slide it in on the side. Just kind of gently push it in. Just no effort at all. Mark it with my finger, pull it out, measure the scales. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 scales. It's definitely a male. And if you're unsure, you could try it on the other side too. Gently slide it in. Mark it with your finger, pull it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 scales. Wasn't that easy and painless. I feel like some people get a little afraid poking metal objects into their snakes, but I don't think it's really that invasive for them. They don't really seem to mind. Okay, now I have here a queen bee female. She's about 350 grams now, so this is just another example of probing a smaller snake. I'm going to use the same size probe as I used in the last part with the other male. I'm going to dip my probe in some water, gently hold the tail. This one's much more cooperative. And then take the probe, insert it on the side of the cloaca, just barely let it slide in. And then right there it stops. It's done. It's not sliding in anymore. Pull it out. 1, 2, 3, 3 scales. Definitely a female. Woo. We'll try the other side. The probe wet. Slide it in. Oops. And there it stops. Won't go any farther. 1, 2, about 2 scales. So this is for sure a female. She didn't seem to mind that too much. Okay, so here I have a spider male. He's about 3 years old, a little over 1,000 grams. So this is going to show you how to probe bigger snakes. They're a little bit more resistive to the probe, but I think they're even more resistive to popping. So if you're probing an adult snake, you almost always have to probe it, just because popping is very ineffective, especially when they get to be this big. So here I'm using a probe that's just one step up from the other probe that I was using. I'll show them by comparison. So it's only a little bit bigger, but if you go one step up from this bigger one, it's just a little bit too big. Okay, inserting the probe, and then just very, very gently push it in. It just slides in really easily. Keep going until you feel it stop. Ooh. Right about there. Pull it out. That is most definitely a male. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 scales. So, for sure a male on there. Let's try the other side. Slide it in very, very gently. Pull it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8 scales in that one. So this is definitely a male. Funny story with this guy. I thought it was a female for the longest time, and then I realized I had never probed this animal. So I probed her and realized she was actually a he. So her name changed from Charlotte to Spider-Man. Okay, here is a female Pastel Butter. She's about 1,000 grams, so much bigger than the queen bee. So I'm just going to show you how to probe a bigger female. Do this quick. Gently push it in. Stops right there. It's only about 2 scales. Barely even goes in on a female. You'll be able to tell. A male will slide right in, and a female will just stop right where it started, because there's no inverted hemipenes there. On the other side, slides in maybe 2 or 3 scales on that side. Okay, that's how you probe your ball python. See how easy that was?